everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 7th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, yesterday we reported about a Google search update possibly brewing. A lot of the tracking tools, some of the chatter, there's definitely something that has happened. It seems relatively minor at the scope of things compared to other updates, but it's still early on. We'll keep tracking it and let you know if we see anything over the weekend. Definitely take a look at the post. There's updated details about that type of stuff, but I think it was on the smaller scale of Google updates. So let's move it on. The Google Search Console is now out of beta, the new one at least, the one they started testing over a year ago, probably about 2 years ago. It's out of beta. They released it to the public late last year to play around with it, and they removed the beta label as you see here. That's not to mean that Google has finished pushing out new features from the old to the new. Google still does plan to do that. With this beta release, Google has pushed out the manual actions feature. So now manual actions can be accessed directly in the new Google Search Console, as you can see here. They also cleaned up the sidebar, so it's all somewhat organized here under different sections. Like if you see here, there's an overview section with the analytics and performance and URL inspection, indexing section with the coverage and sitemaps, enhancements, which includes mobile usability, AMP, it would include jobs, it would include other types of enhancement-related stuff. There's a manual action section, the links section, which is fairly new, settings, and a way to access the old Search Console, which you still should be able to access. Google also released a live version of the URL inspection tool, so you no longer have to wait for that page to be indexed to use the URL inspection tool. You can actually go ahead and test the URL live and see how what returns there. I don't think it works as well as the index version of it, but it definitely does work now. We published our monthly Google Webmaster report, the September Google Webmaster report. And with that, we covered all the major things that happened over the past month. Of course, the Google Medic update, which happened on August 1st. The new link report, which we discussed briefly in the Google Search Console. Lots of confusion around the way Google removed the anonymous queries from the sum data, some new expandable feature snippets and video carousel changes and so forth. So definitely take a look at that if you want to catch up and you were pretty much off the whole summer. You can definitely catch up very quickly there on everything Google Webmaster SEO related. Google quietly posted in their help docs that they expanded in AdWords or Google Ads the exact match to include what they're calling the same meaning of the word. So Google said, powered by Google's machine learning, basically they're going to go ahead and expand exact match to match the intent of a search instead of just that specific word. This means that your exact match can show ads on searches that include implied words, paraphrases, and other terms with the same meanings. And they give examples of this. So if the keyword is this, the queries are like not even mentioning, camping. It's mentioning campsites, campgrounds, etc. These are implied. This is the implied variation. This is the paraphrase variation. And that's the same intent. Google has expanded exact match 3 times now. Once in 2014 to include plurals, misspellings, and other close variants. In 2017 to include additional rewording and a reordering, and now just based on intent. So what is exact match anyway? As the PPC community is kind of having a fun time or upsetting time around this. John Mueller said he was not a fan of Google releasing the Search Console change where the anonymous queries were no longer included in the sum. He knew that would cause confusion, but it said it had to be done eventually, so you might as well just bite the bullet and do it and get it over with. John Mueller also said that manual actions still do expire. This is something we learned in 2011 with Matt Cutts. Google reminded us in 2013, etc. This is nothing new that you all know that manual actions can expire. If you do nothing to fix them, they will expire and they may come back, but they may not come back even if you do nothing to fix them because John Mueller said it may be that our algorithms may handle them now and there's no need for a manual action. So if a human doesn't need to act on it because a machine is acting on it, that's another reason why manual actions might expire. Google says they ignore a lot of edu links, .edu TLDs, because they're a spam target. Of course, they also count a lot of edu links, but maybe percentage-wise, as a whole, they might go ahead and say, percentage of edu links are more likely to be ignored, and just in general because they're more of a spam target because there's a myth that edu links actually count more than .com or other links. That's not true, Google said. Google said if you want your images to rank well, use alt text. Again, nothing rocket science there. Google said that you are allowed, it's not a penalty or anything like that, to take reviews about your company from Google Maps, from Yelps, other third-party sites, maybe iTunes reviews on your business and so forth. Sorry about that. I just hit something. And you're allowed to place that on your website. So you can take third-party reviews from those sites and place on your website. The only thing you cannot do is mark up those reviews with schema review markup. Google said that's not allowed. Only the site that originated that review could have that markup. But you could definitely take those reviews, some of those reviews, and put them on your own website. Google said white space pushing down your content is not an SEO issue. You could use that. You could do that for design purposes. It's not an issue. It's not going to hurt your SEO and so forth. The only real issue is when you have ads that really push down the content, interstitials and so forth. That could be an issue, but not white space, John Mueller said. Google's testing a relevant history search result. It looks at your past search history and will show you, past searches based on what you search for. So if you click on relevant history, Google's going to expand that and show you, all right, these are similar search results you clicked on before when you did a similar search. Since I asked Google about it, they haven't responded. Google is testing a top stories carousel list view that expands to show you more. So usually with the top stories list view only shows 3, 1, 2, 3, but when you click it, Google's expanding it, and Google is testing that for a while. It's not the carousel, it's the top stories list view. Google Ads is now restricting third-party support providers for technical support. You see this all the time. There's a lot of scammers out there trying to provide third-party tech support. Some of these are trying to get access to your computer to inject malware and steal information. Some of them are just trying to rip you off in general. And Google's saying now they're going to try to verify all third-party technical support providers before they allow them to advertise in the future. Google doubled the speed of some of their search results. For search results that are repetitive, Google may cache them, and on Android Chrome, Google's using service workers to do this. It's pretty cool. Again, most people probably wouldn't notice, but Google does. And Google launched a new feature called data search, where searchers could actually go ahead and search Google dataset search and find different providers that provide data around those topics. This is powered off of the Google Datasets schema, which launched, I think, back in 2016, and Google updated it a year ago, several months ago. So we'll see how Google expands this, but this is a new feature that Google has released. In any event, next week, Monday and Tuesday, is the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. I'm completely offline Monday and Tuesday. I hope to have things scheduled and posted automatically on those 2 days. Anything blows up, sorry. But in any event, if you are celebrating, I wish you a happy and healthy and successful New Year. And again, my name is Barry Schwartz, and this is Search News we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com over the past week. Again, today is Friday, September 7th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.